So you're on your way to Japan for a big business meeting. Maybe you're already here in your hotel room watching this video. Japan is an ancient, confusing culture, and you're not going to master all of it. But this video will help you avoid a lot of common mistakes that people make when they come to Japan on business. Business dress. Most guys wear blue, brown, or gray, and a white shirt. Whatever you do, don't wear a black suit with a black tie. That's how you dress to go to a funeral. For women, I'm obviously not a fashion expert, just wear conservative business attire, but you have a lot more selection when it comes to color. Always be on time. A good rule of thumb is 10 minutes early is just on time. But also you don't want to be too early. If you're really early, grab a coffee at a local coffee shop. There are coffee shops in almost every building and they dot the map all over the major cities. Most companies will have a reception desk. Check in with the reception 10 minutes before the meeting. Somebody from the reception desk will take you to the meeting room. Just like everything in Japan, there's a whole protocol about where to sit. I've got a video about that, and I'll put a link at the end of this video. Next is the exchange of business cards. This is a whole ceremony, and that requires another video too. I'll put a link at the end of this video. About the meeting itself, it's highly unlikely that anything will get resolved or decided during this meeting. A lot of times the decision maker doesn't even join the meeting. If it's a sales meeting, for example, a subordinate will gather materials, take them to their superior, and then make the case for your product. There are several things to avoid. Now, you're not going to offend your host, but you'll just kind of leave them lost if you use things like sarcasm. It may be raining outside and you say, wow, wonderful weather today. They'll just kind of give you a blank stare. Keep it positive. Never disparage a competitor. Like any other business situation, avoid topics like politics. If you're in sales, now I've been in software sales, and one thing I've noticed is if you tell a Japanese customer, we're going to totally change the way you do business, you're going to scare them to death. What they really want to hear is, we can help you increase productivity by 25% if you install our software. At the end of the meeting, you can ask if they have any further questions. A lot of times they won't. Best practice is following up the same day with an email, thanking them for their time, and then ask them if they have any further questions at that point. A lot of times, the people who attended the meeting will have a meeting after the meeting, come up with questions, and have somebody send them over to you. It's very important you respond promptly. Sometimes they're not even looking for information, they're just seeing how fast you're going to respond to their question. That gives them a good indicator of how promptly your company's going to respond to their needs once they buy. Like I said before, 10 minutes early is just on time. The end of the meeting is just as important. A lot of companies have small meeting rooms that they have to reserve for that time slot for your meeting. Another meeting might be starting as soon as your meeting ends. Make sure about 5 minutes before the meeting is scheduled to be over, have everything ready in your bag, and be ready to go. Now you might be saying, I had this really important meeting, I made a great presentation, and nothing happened. Just know that the most important meeting is actually after the meeting. They might invite you to dinner and drinks because they want to get to know you better. It's all about comfort. Now, I mentioned earlier, it's very important to know where to sit in a meeting room. There's a whole protocol around this. But did you also know when you get in a taxi, there's also a seating protocol. When you go to dinner, there's another seating protocol. And where you stand in the elevator is also dictated by culture. I got videos about that. Check them out next. Thanks for watching, and good luck in Japan.